Hello, welcome to Doris's kitchen. Now today we're not cooking. Today we're making a real garland wreath with our fir-boughs that we went in the woods to pick. Now if you live in the city but you have relatives in the country, ask if you can pick. But remember, when you do ask for that kindness to pick some fir-boughs, make something for them, even if it's just a basket with fir-boughs and some balls or whatever, or you can make a wreath. Now, to do the garland, if you're going to do a thick one, which is what I'll demonstrate to you later, you do just like you do your wreath. 2 on top, 1 underneath. But this one here, I'm doing for a neighbor because he's got a nice shelf. He's a single man. He's got a nice shelf and everything in the living room. And so he's going to put it right on top. So we're going to make it a little bit thinner than you would a regular garland. So what I'm going to do is do just 2 on top. Because, you know, garlands don't have to be just if you happen to have a big archway. They can be just on a knick-knack shelf that you have, you know, if it's wide enough and everything. So we're going to put just 2. I'll start off with 1 underneath because I want to hide my rope. I did get a brown rope. I went and I measured what I needed and stuff to do his shelf. So you start off with your rope, you put your garland right on, and your first one, you know, you just want to tangle your wire right up, twist it around. Now it's nice at the beginning of December to fix your garlands up, to add that scent in the house that you want, and add some cinnamon sticks because, oh, the smell of cinnamon in your house, whew, for the holiday season, it seems like you're baking all the time. That's what everyone's going to think. So we're just going to put a few, depending where you pick it. You can end up with leaves and fir boughs from cedars or whatever. And I use my wire that you get in the flower department if you're doing arrangements in your store and everything. And I like this one because of the way it grips. It's flat, it handles good. And you just go around and just tug on it, you know, because if you're doing a garland that you're hanging, you don't want it to fall apart in the middle of the season, you know, or when company's over. So every now and then, just tuck one underneath, and you just keep right on and going. This goes kind of fast. So, but there are all kinds of places that you can use garland for. It doesn't have to be just if you have a big entryway, knick-knack shelves, in a lot of the kitchens and stuff. And with this, you can also use the bigger branches, which is really neat, because that makes the job go a lot faster. They just tug real tight. You know, the wire's good, don't have to worry about it. But also in the kitchens, you find that some of the kitchens, like I have, you have your cupboards and then you have this extra space on top. So you can even put it on top there. Only if you're using lights, remember that, you know, this is not in water like you do your tree. Put it in a tree stand and give it water. So you're not going to want your lights to really be close to it. You also, if you're using real fir boughs, not going to want lights in the fir boughs. You know, because a lot of people with their entryway, they really like doing that. Look at that, grass even. In their entryway and everything, you just don't want to put lights in with it. It dries up way too fast. You'll lose the smell a lot sooner. And of course, you know, the beginning of December is when you want all that smell in the house, because you really don't put your Christmas tree up to like 10 days before Christmas. You know that old saying, 10 days before Christmas? Well, it holds in this. See how fast this really goes? Every now and then, tuck one underneath. And just keep going around, and you can just keep going with it. It really looks pretty. So I've done my big one for my entryway, and I love it, because I'll wake up to the beautiful smell every morning. And of course with the cinnamon, you know, because a lot of people when they heat with wood stove and everything, they'll pour a little cinnamon on one of the little burner things just to have that cinnamon smell in the house, and you walk in and you swear they made some cinnamon rolls, you know, it really smells good. But put your cinnamon sticks right with it. And of course, at the end of the season, you can save your string that you bought, because some people buy the fancy string. I just piece of round string. You live on the farm, well, use the bale rope. It'll work. It all works. If you don't have that, well, clothesline. Use whatever you have. You don't have to go out and spend a lot. And this is something you can do with family and friends, you know, invite them over. All of you get together and make it for a special part of the house, or even if you get together to do the wreath. You watch some of my other videos on, of course, View With Me channel, or even on the Doris Ann 13. You'll see, you know, I've done wreaths with friends and family and stuff. And pretty much the same idea as this. A lot of the old people really like having this, so if you have an elderly neighbor, remember them during the holidays. You know, see, you get to use the bigger ones. That's what's really good. Work your wire. Just good, nice, and tight. Just keep going around and give it a good tug. You want to make sure that it's good and tight. You know, because when you hang that, that's not the time you want it to fall apart. You know, and when you have guests over for the holiday season, you have a party going on, everyone's going to love it because, of course, they're going to smell it. You know, and it smells so good. I think I untwisted that a little too much. My arms aren't that long. There we go. And just go good and tight. And you see, you'll need a chair after a while, you know, depending how long you make, because it's going to start hanging over the table here and stuff. But, you know, if you do follow this pattern to also make wreaths and everything, a lot of the organizations will make wreaths during the holiday season and sell them. It's a good fundraiser, you know, because if you make a wreath, and it's just as simple as this. For a wreath, 2 on top, 1 in the back. And the reason you put 1 in the back is so that your wire doesn't show. Your hanger wire. To make sure that that doesn't show and everything, because sometimes people will hang it on a glass door, and when people come in the house and they look back or on their way out, they'll see it, and you don't want them to see that. So that's the idea of the 2 behind. So, and we just continue with this. So, but if you're doing it for a shelf, you know, just tuck them in 1 here and there. Just keep going with it. And this is how beautiful it's going to look. It's going to sit right on the shelf and everything. And then you can add bulbs to it. Some of your Christmas bulbs, put them in there. You know, because then the bulbs will show real bright against the green to make it festive. Okay? So come and see now how I've done mine. I added my cinnamon sticks, you know, because I do canning, so I have a lot of cinnamon sticks. And then our nice little hollies here. And I wrapped them each around 2 cinnamon sticks. Use 2 of those. Tightened it right up. And then we put our corner bows and put that right in like that. So, that way in the morning I'll have the smell of the cinnamon and my fir, which is really pretty. Now you can also, like I mentioned before, come and put it in a on the top of your knick-knack shelves. On top of your cupboards here, or knick-knack shelves. It doesn't matter which way you want to go with it. See, the darker the room is, look how much that glows right up with the ceiling. And it shows up so pretty. Of course, at nighttime it's even prettier. You know, because at nighttime you don't need to put no lights on in the room and everything. You just get your lights up there, and then just put your garland on the top. So, and it adds to the smell, you know, the holiday season. It puts you into the spirit and everything. So it really looks good. See, you just decorate. You can go around your windows and everything and decorate like that. All right. And there's your garland. Beautiful Christmas holiday garland. Now I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you've enjoyed my videos that I bring to you and some of my craft making. But this is our beautiful, real garland in my archway. Bye-bye now.